Hey everyone, it is Sunday, January 19th. The time right now is 3:15 p.m. and outside the temperature is around 2 degrees Celsius. And I am here at Dundas Station in downtown Toronto. And here's the southbound train rolling in. And for this one, I'm going to head on up outside and go for a walk around the perimeter of the Eaton Centre. You can see that sign there says up this way to Yonge-Dundas Square. And here it is. A few people have reached out and asked if it's even worth coming downtown with all the new restrictions in place. And since I was here anyways, I thought, let's fire up another video and take a look. So Dundas Square is quite dead. And there's the main reason to come downtown now, with all the bars and restaurants shuttered, or at least for indoor dining they are, and that's the Eaton Centre. As you can see, there's a lineup to get in. So there's the line to get in. In the day of trouble, it will be blow it like hot food. I hope I don't pick up a copyright claim from that song. And for the second time today, I am walking west along Dundas Street West. And this would be the south side of Dundas. So that's the northern end of the Eaton Centre on the left. There's another shopping center across the street, the Atrium on Bay. I just recorded a video that was along Dundas to the west of here. That started in Chinatown and it went along over to Ossington Avenue and then down to Queen West. And I recorded a streetcar ride back over to here, and I popped into a Popeyes and grabbed a classic chicken sandwich, and I had no choice but to eat it outside. So there's no lineup to get into the Eaton Centre here. There wasn't a very big lineup at the corner of Yonge and Dundas. No lineup to get into Best Buy. And here's Canadian Tire. So I think what I'll do is I'll head west over to University Avenue and then I'll head south down to Queen. And then I'll make my way east on Queen back to Yonge and then up to where I started. I think that guy just went left to avoid someone over there. And here is Bay Street. So if I were just strictly walking around the perimeter of the Eaton Centre, I'd go south here, down Bay. And this is an area known as Little Tokyo. there's the only downtown Toronto Denny's location. This area is known for all its restaurants. So that's why, even though it's a weekend afternoon, it's not very busy. Sadly, other than shopping, there's no real reason to come into the city, or into the heart of the city at least. I guess that was the idea behind the restrictions, but it's quite sad to see the city once again rolled back into this state. Sort of had my fill of doing this sort of video over the past year and a half. Or closer to 2 years now. Here's the Kimchi House. This place is quite good. And there's Gayubi. It's an excellent barbecue restaurant, although I'm not sure how good their takeout would be. And this is the area where Chinatown used to be located. A lot of the land was expropriated to make way for the new City Hall, which is just to the south of here. And in its wake sprouted two Chinatowns. The main Chinatown, which is just to the west of here at Spadina and Dundas. And then a few years after that, the East Chinatown popped up. And I'm planning on doing a walk through there either this week or next week. That area is due for an update. So coming up is University Avenue, and I'll turn south there and head down to Queen. And I only had about 35% battery life left on this camera. I do have my backup camera on hand, so it won't be the end of the world if it dies. I'll just switch cameras. There's a look east. And I almost didn't record this one, but I thought, since I was lazy yesterday and took the entire day off, I only had just the one video to show for today, let's do another one. Here's a look north towards Queen's Park. And I've always really liked this view heading south on this side of University Avenue. You've got the CN Tower and the old Beaux Arts Canada Life building with its nifty weather vane on top. And just across the street is the US Embassy, or rather consulate. The embassy would be in Ottawa. But Toronto is the capital of Ontario, hence the Provincial Legislative Assembly being located just to the north of here. And I was out the other night on Friday recording in -8 or 9 degree weather. And even though it's 2 degrees today, it certainly feels colder than it did on Friday. Friday was rather calm, and today we've got some pretty strong winds blowing around. And I stupidly did not bring my gloves with me. And there's a courthouse. That is the Toronto courthouse. And I could go south to Queen Street, but maybe we'll cut in through this way and we'll pass through Nathan Phillips Square, then I'll head down to Queen. Where are all the people? You know what? Since it's so quiet here, I think this might be a good spot to preemptively change cameras. The rule of law is a reflection of us all. Let me fish out my other camera here. All right, I'll be back in a second. And we're back. Sorry about that. I just thought that would be a better place to change cameras. The other one was going to die in a couple of minutes anyways. The battery was dropping quite fast. That probably has something to do with the cold weather. There's the quote-unquote new City Hall. And it's the Eternal Flame with the financial district in the backdrop. And a little over a week ago on New Year's Eve, this place was absolutely rammed. There were no official celebrations, but that didn't stop people from coming here and packing the place. The same with Dundas Square. And down by the lake where there was actually some sort of organized event. They had a barge out with fireworks. There's the Toronto sign and the skating rink at Nathan Phillips Square. So the city has completely dismantled the cavalcade of lights. And a rather frumpy, disappointing Christmas tree makes an appearance. Well, I said earlier the Eaton Centre was really the only thing to do down here, but there's also skating. I overlooked that. And at least with all the people here, the food vendors along Queen Street should be doing a pretty good business. And during New Year's, people found their way up these stairs and around this ramp that surrounds the property. I hadn't seen people up there in quite a while. And this is Queen Street West. And to look up at the old City Hall, which is currently a courthouse, but that is soon to be decommissioned. So I'll be heading over to Yonge and then popping back up into Dundas Station, right to the same platform where I started recording this one. Dog-friendly holiday market at 585 Dundas Street East, Ontario Doggos. That was on December 11th. And that's a look south down Bay Street through the heart of the financial district. And I can't say I'm a fan of this new renovation. There used to be a coffee shop on the corner there, and it opened up to the street. Certainly looks a bit closed off for such a major intersection. And I think later this week I'll be doing a number of videos outside of the downtown core. I'm Thinking of heading on up to Scarborough. And doing one along Kingston Road. And I have some other ideas. It's easy to get into the Eaton Centre from this entrance. Maybe that lineup on the north side was just for H&M. And here's Queen and Yonge. So we've made it back to Yonge.
I don't think people don't get the food.
Oh, hello. I heard them just say that's Johnny Strides as I walk by. That guy's got some thick skin to be walking around topless in this. So this is north up the west side of Yonge, and the Eaton Centre is just on the left, and coming up is Shooter Street. And that entrance is closed off. So, is this lineup for the mall or for H&M? There's no lineup to be seen at some of the other entrances.
Listen, we're the real Jews up here. See these black people up here and these Hispanic people, we're the real Jews up here. Really, really Israelites.
It's almost worth it just taking a walk.
The only reason you guys proclaim Judaism is because you rape, you rob, you murder, and you steal, man. And you just take and take. That's why you have it. That's why you proclaim that. First of all, Judaism is nowhere in the Bible. That's not a word. You guys make people made it up. But you look at the real Israelites right here. And if you are the fact that you're first time refugees, and you get this word, then you want to
Well, hopefully nobody is harmed. And it's time to head down the stairs that I marched up at the start of this one. So I'll be boarding the northbound train and heading back up to Midtown. But will it be this train?
Line 1, squad finish. Please stand clear of the doors.
And it is. So I hope you enjoyed this walk along Dundas, University Avenue, through City Hall and Nathan Phillips Square,
College Station.
or at least the outside part of City Hall, and then along Queen and up Yonge Street. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And if you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. And I also have an Instagram account, and there's a link to PayPal as well.
Arriving at College Station.
All right,
Doors
thank you for
open
watching,
on the right.
and I will catch you on the next one.